when you go out and you meet someone who has low self-esteem, and then she decides, I'm going to keep you. That's what she do.
That is wrong.
Damn. First of all, for the record, my fiance is hot.
Well, I know, but I mean, you said something about being rejected, and I was rejected on many occasions, dating, and so I'm like, well, I've got to find somebody, and I found someone who was as desperate as me, and we're a couple.
I am going to.
You know what?
Don't you say that.
You know what my favorite thing was I ever saw you put down on Facebook was, remember if she's bothering you, that means she's just leaving some other poor guy alone. I was like, that puts it in perspective. That puts it in such good perspective, man.
I have a friend in McPherson, and her mom used to, whenever we would have all sorts of problems at school or whatever, and people would be, I don't know why people would talk shit on me. They do all the time, but whatever. And she's like, you know, if they're paying attention to you, they're leaving some other poor guy alone, so you should be honored. And I'm like,
you're so
that's what
wrong.
We're doing.
That's funny.
I'll take it.
I will. I will
That's
take
funny.
it.
That's
Yes.
what she said.
Well, that too.
Womp womp. Let's leave it to the comedians.
Yes.
Hey, my Ted story with the wasp was great. That was outstanding comedic genius, and you three motherfuckers know it.
Oh, wow. Well, speaking of our comedian friends,
You can turn them on now.
I think.
Check.
There we
All
are.
right, I hear you. I
Dude,
hear
I'm
you.
so gonna make that thing, bro.
Check.
Man, with a little wasp, you know.
Is it?
Oh, he threw it in the toilet.
Okay, good.
In the potty.
Because I've seen things happen when
And forgive me, guys. I remember your name, Nathan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you are Weston and Ryan. Okay, excellent.
We have
Weston,
comedians
Nathan, and
in studio
Ryan.
tonight. The comedy night is back at the Rusty Needle, Sunday, March 6th, 7 p.m. An incredible show is planned. That's what they say, and Weston always brings it. Where do you find all these great comedians?
Denver's huge. Is this on?
Yes,
Can you hear it?
you're
Okay,
good.
I can hear it in
I
ours.
got you.
Yeah, Denver's booming right now. The Denver comedy scene, Colorado, just in general, even. There's probably, I don't know.
No wonder Ross
50
long packed
more
his
we
bags
can
and went to Colorado. I should have went with him.
Yeah,
Go
they
ahead.
should have. I don't know. We don't. I think it's more weird if you're not. You know, these are weird people. But.
So, Weston Unruh is bringing some comedians this evening to the good old Rusty Needle. You guys have been on a mini tour this weekend.
Yeah, just a weekend.
A
We've been doing
jaunt,
about every
as they say.
3 months. Yeah, we come out. We did the Dodge City Casino Friday night, and we were in Newton at the Acapulco restaurant last night. And now Hutch.
The rolling city of Newton, Kansas,
Yeah.
home of the fighting. Whatever.
They're like
I don't know what they have
Railroaders?
there.
railers. Yeah.
Railers.
The Railers.
that's it.
The home of the fighting Railers. I always liked when Stephen Colbert used to do the thing where he had the Better Know It District thing, and it was always the home of the fighting. Yeah. It was, yeah.
That's it.
And the Easily Unamused Roadshow.
That's it. That's the one.
This is like, what, the third or fourth one you've done here?
The fourth, I think. Oh no, in Hutch. Yeah, third maybe here. Fourth total.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing.
So making it happen, and of course our buddy Chad Harris just loves the shit out of you guys.
Yeah, Chad and I, we go way
brings you
back.
guys through all
Yeah.
the time. It's awesome, and,
Yeah,
and
he
the
helps
place
bring
is
us
always packed.
Yeah, even on a Sunday. So we did a Sunday the first time we were here. We were a little nervous about it because Hutch shuts down on a Sunday. It's a ghost town.
Yes, it does.
Dude,
Yeah.
Hutch shuts down.
Here
6 months out of the year.
Like, period, bro. Seriously, like,
months
I
out
can't
of
remember
it.
the last time I was hanging out with some buddies and they were like, dude, you know what we did in Hutch last night? I'm like, what? They're like, dude, we took a nap and then we
Kansas
went
State
and ate
Fair.
dinner
Okay, Kansas State Fair.
at Ken's Pizza and
Oh,
So
Which,
you
by
know
the
that
way,
now.
if
Yeah, but still, Kansas State Fair.
speaking
1
of
week.
the speaking of
Is
the
it 2? I
fair,
thought it was 2.
it's 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2. Riverfest is 1
yeah,
week.
right, like,
If you decide to
That's
come
what we
over
saw.
for the River Festival this year, I'll get you guys in on the media thing. You know,
that is
don't have to
awesome.
pay and all that. And we'll avoid all that crap.
That'll work.
And then, but
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we've been live
wow.
for like.
I was sitting there tripping. Like, are we conducting an interview? Or
no, I just was. Hey, my buddy
Hey.
Frank Catola used to always say, when the doors open in your head, don't shut them, just leave them closed. And she said something about the state fair, and I'm like, shiny objects.
all three of you guys are from Denver, correct?
Andrew's gonna get us back on pace.
Man.
Go, Andrew.
No, you guys are all three from Denver. No,
Nathan's
negative.
actually the only one that lives in Denver. Ryan and I live in Fort Collins.
Oh, really? Okay, so Colorado, basically, sports guy, gotta know. Broncos fans, yay, nay?
Sure, yeah.
I thought it was like a state
Sure.
law.
Yeah,
Like, no, I mean, like literally, I thought it was state law, man. Like that guy who got shot for wearing that Elway Sucks shirt. You know, like I figured it was like in Colorado, like either a Broncos fan or you have to leave the state or something.
well, no, there's people from all over that live there now, but there's a lot of diehard Broncos fans, and it was it was fun to watch, especially because the last time, against the Seahawks was not a fun game
Ugly.
to watch. Yeah, so this one was a lot more fun.
Well,
There was a general depression that just set in on Denver after that Seahawks game. Like, it just felt sad.
dude, who you telling? I'm a Broncos fan, man. So like,
Well,
for a year, all everybody wants. Oh, I got my Broncos hat on. Hey, buddy, how'd you like the Super Bowl? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have any comebacks yet, but when I do,
well, this is what I've been told
do.
since Peyton Manning is leaving. Broncos now suck. I read that today.
No. First of all, we're gonna be better now that he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
I'm just saying that's what I read.
Well,
Yeah.
well, they're looking to sign
That'd be good.
Osweiler to a $45 million deal reportedly for 3 years. I'm like, that guy's played 7 games. Are you serious right now? Well, he was hit and miss. The problem was with Denver, all year long, they never played a full 4 quarters on offense. I mean, they were either really good in one half and really bad the next.
You can tell he's a
And,
sports guy.
with the
Sports
Super Bowl,
corner.
it was just they got very fortunate that they played against a very generic offense in the Carolina Panthers, and their defense kicked their ass. I mean, that was the bottom line of that. Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions this season, and he didn't even play for 4 of those weeks when he was still number 1 in turnovers. So it's like the Broncos' offense was terrible. It was all defense this year, man. That orange crush. Yeah. All day. Oh, yeah. 4 interceptions, dude. And then they were making excuses. Oh, he should have never been playing. No, he shouldn't have been playing at all.
So
neck
do
surgery
realize
and
we
hip.
now have to have
I mean,
athletes in here, right?
he's like a geriatric.
Because-
like, seriously, like the guy's so old.
We've already.
we need to have
He's got a
athletes
new
in
injury
here.
every time. I'm like, dude, come
Because
on.
we're talking to the comedians about.
The Broncos.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
music. That's how it's gonna go. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So how long have you guys been touring around?
It's Friday, Saturday, and tonight
Really?
at the Rusty Needle. We're at the
That's
Rusty
awesome.
Needle tonight at 7 p.m.
All right.
Talking Denver Broncos football. Will Brock be back? Did Peyton sit on some lady's face? We're going to get down to it tonight.
We're going to get it on at the Rusty Needle.
Oh my
Yeah, we're going to get Broncos tattoos at the Rusty Needle tonight.
What's funny is it used to be a tattoo shop before it became
Yeah,
a
I
bar.
know it. I heard about
okay.
that. I heard about that. That's cool. And then for a second, we thought that the tattoo shop was called the Rusty Needle, and we thought Ryan said that's probably why it's no longer a tattoo shop. But that wasn't the name of it, so so that makes sense.
So you threw him under the bus. You just
No, I thought that was funny that he said that, because if it had been
they're
called
gonna come
that,
back to you like, hey.
it wouldn't have. Yeah, it wouldn't have had a lot of customers.
What was
I
the name?
guess.
Do you remember the tattoo parlor?
Point Blank Tattoo.
Point Blank, that's right.
Oh,
They
I like
moved
that.
uptown,
Oh, nice.
and then they sold the establishment to Mr. Claire's, and
Is there another kind of tattoo? Like, is there a distance tattoo? It's really your skin on.
there is a tattoo guy that set up, and if you drive down Main, he set up shop as a tattoo shop. Couldn't steal any business from Point Blank in Wichita, so he became a tattoo removal place.
Oh, nice.
He's like, do you have
Smart.
bad work? Well, come get it removed here.
Yeah, blank.
Point blank, back to blank. Laser removal service.
Back to blank.
They have a beauty shop next door, which is kind of strange. You go get your tattoo removed, and then I guess go get a perm. I don't.
The rusty hair dryer. It's a rusty town.
The rusty town. That's right.
You want to know what I want to know?
Go.
Every comic has got that get 'em laid joke.
Throw that ball.
Thank you, Weston.
This guy.
Going back to the sports
Game
guy.
7.
Well, that would be basketball for Game 7. Let's talk Week 7.
My God.
Week 7.
Look, don't
See, you
worry.
mess up
You don't want
now he
to.
has to educate
Bro,
you
trust
on
me.
that.
Guys, that's
You
my
really don't want to
Easy,
go there.
buddy.
Every comedian's got that get 'em laid joke, right? Like Kevin Hart did his little spiel about 30 seconds of the best sex ever. What's your guys' joke that helps you pull the ladies whenever you get off the stage?
Wait, did that
Tonight,
help him pull the ladies,
Rusty
though?
Needle at
Everybody's
7
got
o'clock.
one.
We'll be
Every comic's got one, man.
Well, no, we're all in committed relationships, so we're not trying to get laid. We're not trying to get us laid. We're trying to get everybody else laid. Tonight at the Rusty Needle.
Trying to get
7 p.m.
Rusty Needle, 7 p.m.
o'clock.
Come on down. We'll talk UFC. We'll talk Broncos, Panthers. We'll talk will Cam Newton be able to bounce back next season after such a devastating blow to his ego? Is he going to be able to dance the same? Or is he never going to dance again?
Oh, who are we?
And you know what's funny
back to
is
George
that
Michael.
you worked in a George Michael reference, and before we got on the air, they were talking about how gay George Michael is. So it's like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It's like
all
the
comes
same-
back
And
around.
V-neck shirts.
And V-neck shirts.
Yeah.
He was wearing the V-neck, so
Hella wearing the V-neck.
man, it's like we went to here, to there, to everywhere, and you guys are gonna be at the Rusty Needle today at 7
7
p.m.
o'clock.
There's like no
Take it away.
functionality going on right now, man. At least I've tried to ask questions. You guys are like... Okay, so let me ask you this. You guys say you're in committed relationships. Are you guys married, have kids, the whole thing?
Weston, yeah.
Married for 11 years and I have a 2-year-old.
That's awesome, man. My son is actually 10
Wow.
today. So.
10?
Yeah, man. I'm a lot older than I look.
All right. Happy
So-
birthday to your son.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
Anthony. I love you, little guy. Hopefully you're not
Shouldn't be
listening
watching.
to this.
Oh, God.
You'll never hear this ever.
Just because you're double digits doesn't mean you can listen to Jiggy.
Right, dude. You get to hear this snippet and that's it. Like,
That's right.
thanks, Dad. You're welcome, guy.
Click.
So,
Click.
but
Yeah,
you
I'll
guys,
just isolate this one thing. and
Yeah,
put it up
right.
On YouTube.
Nathan, Ryan, do you guys have kids or anything like that? No, negative. Very good,
Yeah, no kids. I'm so lucky. No kids.
man.
No
wow.
kids on purpose is what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
haven't wanted one. I haven't gotten one. So I'm batting 1,000 on the kid thing. Hopefully, maybe I'll have some at some point. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 4 years, but we don't want kids anytime real soon. So we'll see what happens. But God bless them.
You have a
Those
dog.
kids.
Why'd you say that? And the next thing you know, you get a text.
She's pregnant right now.
Yeah.
Just be like that commercial.
We had sex before I left. She's probably at the doctor now, finding out if it's a boy or a girl. Things happen fast.
We're never having kids. I'm
Things
pregnant.
happen
The
fast.
older you get, things just move so quickly.
1,000 likes on Twitter already. You know.
Right.
We have a dog named George Michael, but he's named after the Arrested Development character, not the singer. So he's almost relevant.
He's named after
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a
It
paradox.
was-
or,
yeah.
Right.
Named
Yeah.
after the singer.
Same origin, the singer.
Same origin.
I feel like I'm in a different dimension after hearing that right now. But you know what? I think it's cool, man, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't want kids right now? Why not?" It's like, no, you have to know when you're ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the big move to? Yeah. Exactly. It's
Yeah,
not
you
like
can put
you
a
can.
pet down if it's annoying, you know. You can just be like, hey, good call on the barking. Now,
You can't put a cat
We're
down
gonna
if
go.
it gets annoying. That is funny.
Yes, you can.
Can you? Oh, that is.
you just tell everybody that something happened, and
Aw.
there's a
You
peanut
know
allergy.
what? They're coming. PETA's coming after you.
Oh
Never
man.
do that.
Well, if they come after him, I hope it's at the Rusty Needle tonight at 7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock.
Come
Yes.
at us, PETA.
Dude, I gotta go see you guys tonight, man. You guys are fucking hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So playing the restaurant. What was that like? Did they have a stage? Did you just do it in
Back
front of like the?
It's set. It's probably set 60 total.
Well, that's good because I had visions of them just putting you over by the buffet thing and saying, have at it, Hoss.
It worked out all right because, we were in the back bar area, so there was a bar right there. And then seating, and they were all facing the same way. And, the main restaurant would have been a nightmare because there were so many tables facing different directions. Yeah. But we were off to the side, and, we had a good time. That was fun.
Well,
the food was great. Acapulco's nice job on the taco. I had like the 4-item combo, like a real asshole. Combo. Yeah, I got a little bit of everything. But
the door has opened. Who is behind it? It is Kevin Sig. Go ahead and keep talking about your taco because he's what he is.
Whoa, former strongman. All right.
Former strongman.
Hell yeah.
What are you doing? Are you going to let another wasp in? Is that what's going on here?
Well, where are you going after you leave the Rusty Needle at 7 p.m.?
Straight home.
Oh, yeah. Weston's got to get back home to raise his kid. So
he's got to get back home to raise his kids.
We're going.
So what is the child doing now that you've been on the road? I'm
he's
assuming
just hanging out at home, enjoying the vacation.
Okay. So I'm assuming the child is being provided for. You just weren't like going on tour. See you in 3 days.
No, he's 2. He's totally gonna take care of himself.
Oh, okay.
He's fine.
Self-sufficient, right?
It's good parenting.
Yeah.
Good parenting.
Right.
I was taking care of myself when I was 2.
Yeah.
There's crackers in the crib.
That's right.
I was cooking my own dinner when I was 2, dude. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Back to Denver. For us, we'll be back in Denver. I was supposed to go to Las Vegas next weekend, but the show down there had to be rescheduled for this past weekend. So I'll be in Denver for a while.
Forever.
A bunch of shows in Denver. Yeah, I'm never moving. Everybody else keeps moving to LA, but I'm gonna stay there. Because the more people that move, the more shows that I get to do.
Bigger opportunity.
I'm just busier and busier, and I don't have to pack up my shit and find a new place to live. It's the best.
You win by default.
Yeah.
That's right.
When
you
I
win
saw,
by default.
I was looking at the wrestling figures on the other side of this wall.
Yes.
And I have a belt. I didn't bring it here, but I have it at the house. It's the Denver Comedy Championship. And
that's awesome.
That's mine, yeah. So why would I leave? Why would I just stay in Denver, defend the title? Everybody else keeps heading out to LA.
Home field advantage.
Right, yeah. People come through town. I'm like, bring it on. There's no way they're leaving.
Every match is a loser leave town because you're not gonna lose. So they're the ones that got to get the hell out of town.
Yeah, that's right. I'm 2-0
because they've got to go back.
I'm 2-0 in loser leaves town matches. I've wrestled 2 of my best friends, and I beat both of them. And coincidentally, they moved to LA shortly after that match.
Look at that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, might as well keep the streak alive. I think I'm 5-0 total. And
you're working on a Goldberg streak there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting pushed. I'm pushing myself real hard.
Nathan.
I'm pushing myself maybe a little too hard. We'll see.
Nathan does a comedy show in Denver where he's a commentator for wrestling. Him and another comic.
I just started doing play-by-play for an indie promotion that ironically Mike Claire's just purchased.
Oh, really? At the Rusty Needle guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be there at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Exactly. It all comes back around.
That's awesome.
Can the audience appreciate how we're able to circle this around every single time? You think we're doing nothing, but we're actually very, very well prepared.
Yeah, there's some plates spinning right now. We've been doing. This is the show. I got the shirt on. Lucha Libre and Laughs. We've been
awesome.
We've been doing it almost 3 years.
Have you ever pulled the Bobby the Brain Heenan line out, which is when all the mask guys are in the ring? He's like, I got my money on the guy to win, the guy in the mask.
No, no, I haven't done that one. A lot of times, the guy I do it with, Sam Talent, he'll say something ridiculous, and I'll try to do Gorilla Monsoon style. Will you stop? And I just say that, and so yeah, we try to have a Brain and Gorilla Monsoon dynamic.
Dude,
at least it's not like the Juggalo guys with their bloody mania where it's just ICP just cussing and doing play-by-play. At least you guys are.
I've heard a little bit of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a little over the top. I think I heard. I think the one thing I saw.
Strangle Mania or whatever
somebody,
it's called.
Yeah, I heard somebody tell CM Punk to suck his dick, and I was like, all right, commentator, you don't need to try to start shit with CM Punk out of nowhere. Come on.
Especially since that guy
He's
was
a
looking
UFC
at
guy.
MMA, and it's like, you really want to do this,
you
bro?
get your ass
Like,
kicked.
dude, you know who my favorite commentator is Jim Ross. That guy can make paint drying sound entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine Jim Ross? My God Almighty!
I saw-
Look at that paint dry. Like,
I saw Lex Luger versus paint drying at Starrcade 89. Jim Ross called the shit out of that match. Yeah, he's what's he doing? Jim Ross is coming back.
He's got his podcast,
he's-
and then
he's-
he's doing play-by-play for New Japan,
New
on
Japan, that's right.
Access TV.
That's cool. Yeah.
that guy's got to start calling football games.
Yeah, he's. I'm glad that he's still healthy. You know, I think he had to take that step away because he'd been just screaming for 30 years about wrestling and football before that. So yeah, I'm glad that he's able to come back, and you know, I'm sure he'll have an easier schedule. I mean, and nobody's been able to replace him because I just saw the guy on SmackDown that
Mauro
Ranello.
Yeah, Ranello.
He looks like he looks and kind of sounds like Seth MacFarlane. So I was like, I can't take him seriously at all. He looks like, but he sounds like way more boring. You know, he's less entertaining than if Seth MacFarlane were actually in
We're
there
gonna do wrestling.
doing some voices. Yeah, he's not doing it. You know, JBL's all right. Michael Cole and the King are just on their way out. I think they're slowing down. They've been doing it. They've been doing it a long time too.
So do they give you guys when you're doing your play-by-play, do they give you the finishes? Do you guys know what's going on so you can prepare material, or you just call everything on the fly?
Yeah, we just kind of, if there's any storyline that they want us to sell, then we'll talk about it during the match. But we don't get too much into, because a lot of that stuff's changed. In the time between we talk to them, we used to kind of hear some more stuff about specific details, and that we just kind of moved away from it. I think the more that we work together, the wrestlers, a lot of the wrestlers being on a lot of the same shows, month after month. So yeah, it's worked out fine to just kind of know anything that they specifically want us to bring up, like their past matches, who's beaten who.
That's cool.
When they, the last time they fought was for a title in New Era, in one of the, or in another promotion around Colorado or elsewhere, then we'll hear about that, but we don't get too much into specifics. Yeah, and that's worked out all right. Sam and I have hung out for years and years, and we've run shows together, so we're able to just kind of talk with each other and figure shit out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a great time. 3 years, we've only missed a couple of them. Sam and I, if we were out on the road, we've had to miss a couple each, but yeah, we've done the show a bunch, and it's a lot of fun. And people started coming over the last year. It took a little while to get people to come out and to kind of get it, because some people haven't seen live wrestling, or they don't understand how there's going to be wrestling and comedy. But we do both. There's stand-up sets in between the matches, and it works out.
That, you might want to mention that to Claire's this evening, because he is wanting to do all sorts of weird things with this wrestling organization.
Sweet.
The first time he saw indie wrestling, he just was like, there's so much money being left on the table. You could advertise in the middle of the ring. You could and he's looking at it from a money perspective. And me and Adam Pena, a couple of people, are like, it's wrestling. And we're like all excited. And he's like, you're missing out money there. You're missing out money there.
Yeah,
like,
you want to have that guy, to help out with that shit, with that aspect.
He wanted to do a deal where they're going to have two bands play the entrance music and they'll alternate.
Oh, damn.
And then afterwards they do a show at the Needle and have the two bands play, and then they bring their fans over.
The Rusty Needle?
The Rusty Needle.
That's cool.
Ironically,
Do they have something going on?
I believe they have something going on at 7 o'clock this evening.
Damn, he got us. we started.
He took us out of our element. We're over.
Way to go, Ryan.
That was my move. That was my move, and he totally nailed me with it.
He just slid right in there, bro.
Yeah, got me with my own
He was like a
finisher.
viper waiting in the grass, dude. Just
Randy Orton?
Randy Orton.
Watch it.
We're back. We're back on
We're
point.
back, baby. We're back on the track.
That is awesome, dude.
that is cool. Hopefully, we'll be able to do something together here because it's a good time to combine the two. They make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling and comedy. A lot of comics aren't into wrestling in Denver, and they hate it. But we're trying to get everybody into it.
We did a wrestling show. Actually, the show that Claire's was at that he was going to use as a way to potentially invest or whatever in this company, in a place called Great Bend, Kansas, of all places. And the ring announcer that night was getting married in a medieval Renaissance wedding at intermission. And so Claire's goes in the restroom, comes out, he's wiping his hands off, and he sees like this king and queen standing up against the thing. Like, what? What is that? What are they doing here?
Yeah.
And
so anyway, can we get that check now? Or
during intermission, they have this wedding, and everyone in the crowd's like, the hell is this?
Yeah, nobody knew.
Half the crowd's like, we're done with this, so they leave.
It's a work.
That's right.
It's never gonna work. It's a work.
It's a work. They're not really married. It's a work. And so then at the end of the match, or at the end of the deal, they had 2 matches left, and the building's half empty. And my camera people are like, how the hell do I film this match to make it look like there's people here? Because people are going to be sitting home watching this DVD going, where'd the crowd go? Between...
Yeah, the wedding's not on the tape. So it's like, man, that match wasn't that bad, but everybody cleared the hell out. There must have been a bomb threat or something.
Something happened.
Oh, a lot of questions for that.
Because one of the promoters was like, don't put that on the DVD. And
yeah,
I'm
you don't
like,
want the wedding.
Oh, fantastic. I'm like, well...
Is it the Burger King in the stands there?
And it's funny because halfway when they're doing this wedding, Claire's standing there, and he looks at me and Adam Pena, and Adam Pena's like, weddings are supposed to be for, like, your family and your friends, not a bunch of wrestling marks. What are they getting married in front of these people for? So, yeah, that was kind of a weird deal. So you might as well do comedy at a wrestling show.
We're not driving them away with the comedy. If there's a wedding at a wrestling show, there's supposed to be, it's supposed to get interrupted. That's what everybody was expecting.
Right.
Is for
Claire's told me he was like, this has gone on way too long. I'm getting a chair and I'm going in there.
takes the priest to help.
Yeah, you gotta have. Yeah, the priest has to take off his mask, and Kane's got to come out of the floor.
It's gotta be Kane.
Some dude explodes out of the cake.
That's right.
And Stone Cold comes in and saves everybody with his
stunner. Comes in and stuns people.
That's why everybody left. They expected something awesome to come out of that wedding, and it was just two people who were in love, and they were like, "Fuck that! No, what the hell? Why? Why would you just have an earnest wedding and have no violence at the end?" That's funny though.
Well, in the match before they went to intermission for this wedding, the official who was running the armory, he wasn't apparently told it was a wrestling show, because at one point one of the wrestlers takes this bag of like thumbtacks and pours it on the ground, and he goes to slam the guy in it, and this official from the armory comes over there and he goes, "What do you think you're doing?" It's like, it's wrestling.
Yeah. He hasn't seen wrestling in a while.
And afterwards, the promoters went over and was trying to calm him down, and they're like, we really like that. You legitimately acted like you didn't know what was going on. And he goes, "Well, I didn't." And they go, "We want you to come to our next show next week in Russell, Kansas, and do that same thing." And then afterwards, he's over there talking to Mike, and Mike's like, "I'm thinking about investing in this. I know this is going to be, this is going to set me up." And he goes, "I own the Rusty Needle." And which ironically, at 7:00 this evening, you guys are
hell yeah.
But he goes, "I'm wanting to add this to my list of investments and things." And he's like, "You acted kind of ticked over there." And he goes, "Well, I was." But he goes, "They came up to me and they're going to put me in the show next week." And he was all excited.
Yeah, that's great. He got sucked in. Yeah. There's something about it. Yeah, you get caught up in it. It's exciting.
So,
what's going on?
Oh, Jesus. Told you. Open door policy. You just never know who's going to show up.
Right?
Apparently, one of the guys from that '70s show is here.
That's right, Eric.
I was gonna say Fez, maybe like.
It just showed up out of nowhere. Much like the Randy Orton thing, out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, unpredictable. I love it.
Unpredictable. That's right.
Have you seen those YouTube videos, man, where the guys put those together? Randy Orton.
Oh, where he runs out of nowhere.
Yeah,
sure.
dude,
Gets
like
people.
that guy, like he's on the wave and he crashes and it's like slithering like a little snake, and Randy Orton RKO's him, dude. It's
Those are
awesome. I'm like, are there that many bored people? Like,
Yes.
who puts these videos together,
That's using
man?
the internet for good. You either use the internet to do that, or you use the internet to leave like shitty trolling comments on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one or the other, and it's like I'm glad we've got people putting together the Randy Orton thing. It's less. It means a few less, shitty comments on all these articles and
All the
YouTube videos.
things.
Yeah.
Not much, though, if you think
God,
about it.
No,
Not
there's
much.
so,
No.
there's so many, but there could be more. I guess I don't know. There
It's
could
like
be
being
more.
a hater's the new cool or something like that. Like, I don't get it. I mean, every time, because, I write blogs and stuff, and I notice the people who like my articles, they just hit the like button and go, that was a nice article.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah,
read
half
other
the people,
stuff.
they never comment, say good job, or you rock, or I agree,
Or
or
they pull a Kenny Ballinger and make a
Yeah,
fake Facebook page.
smiley face to you, bro.
Things like that.
Nothing,
Right.
dude. But people who can't stand you, oh, they can't,
Can't
wait to
stand
tell you
ya.
what a fuckhole you are. And,
he
it's
wanted
like,
to-
really,
They
bro?
make a video of Randy Orton RKOing him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
video.
All the trollers.
Got me too.
Now tonight, how's this gonna work, Weston? You're gonna do like 5-10
host,
minutes, and
yeah,
then
open, and then hand it off to Ryan. He's going to feature, and Nathan's our headliner. Nathan just got moved up. He's a paid regular at Comedy Works now, so he's one of Denver's top. So
I
we're
get
in for a
paid.
treat tonight.
I
Yeah.
get paid dozens of dollars.
We're all jealous.
I'm racking up money now.
All right.
You do get paid in sweet hoodies, though, so that's
Free hoodie.
That's
Yeah, I'm
fine.
wearing
Free
the
hoodies.
I'm wearing the free hoodie right now. Yep.
Ed, did you get a free hoodie from the restaurant?
No,
Do they have hoodies?
No, we wanted to be.
I don't know.
We're getting one if they have it.
I didn't see any hoodies.
At the Rusty
There was a
Needle.
poncho. We didn't
The
get.
Rusty Needle does have merch.
Yeah.
You could get
Hopefully we get a shirt.
a T-shirt or something from the Needle.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
We have more blankets in the car.
Yeah, like the best looking homeless guy ever.
Man.
Yeah, Ryan had to sleep out in the car last
sleep in the
night
car
because of it. He's allergic to dogs somehow. So yeah, now you want to put down some dogs now, Rena? Come on. Let's put down some of these dogs so Ryan can get a good night's
So
rest.
Ryan can get a good night's rest.
In a Kia Sorrento. It was pretty
Man.
luxurious. It's
A luxurious
Right.
Kia Sorrento,
To your
Mr.
advantage,
Ryan.
it actually looks like you paid for your jacket. So I don't
I
think
don't
that
know
one
about
was
that.
complimentary.
This is jacket/blanket last night.
Jesus. So Ryan so it's not been a fun tour for you?
Oh, I've had
or-
a good time.
have you-
That's just life. Sometimes you wind up in the backseat of a Kia Sorrento.
He'd be doing the same stuff back in Fort Collins anyway. I mean, he sleeps in random cars pretty regularly.
I'd still be sleeping in the back of Weston's Kia Sorrento.
It's just in the back of the Kia Sorrento. Now, Ryan, what kind of style of comedy are you? Do you?
Oh boy, I don't know.
How would you describe your?
I usually get
Verbal.
pegged with I think you guys might be able to answer that better than I can.
He's verbal,
I'm very verbal.
He's verbal.
I like word jokes.
mostly verbal. Oh yeah, he's smart, cerebral. He's this. We call him
He's
the cerebral
cerebral
assassin.
Assassin.
Once back,
There it is.
we're bringing it back around the
All
corner,
the way
baby.
around, people.
It all
It's an
comes-
episode of Family
Yeah,
Guy.
he's
You
good.
think it was going nowhere, and then bam!
And then bam, we're right back with you, baby. That's awesome. So, I'll probably ask you guys this when we do the TV interview this evening for Jigman Freud Television. But how do you guys handle hecklers?
Oh, I was gonna ask that earlier. You
Okay,
Shut
well,
'em down.
we'll go. Talk to Andrew. Don't talk to me.
Hey,
Talk to him.
No. Hey,
He
that
was gonna
I've
ask the
been
question.
saving
so-
that question all day in the morning. No, seriously, 10 o'clock this morning, I'm in the shower, and I'm like, what am I going to ask these guys? I'm like, hecklers.
We got a
How do
civil
you
war
get,
breaking
there's
out
that
here.
one guy who like all he does is like fuck with hecklers. You know what I'm talking about, right? That he's like.
Or the one guy who is the
Steve.
heckler.
Mike Game.
Steve
like
Oh
Hofstetter?
God,
he's
let
like
it
a-
go,
I
Jiggy.
think he's like a British dude or something, man. He's got an accent.
Michael Game.
We're gonna
he's like-
talk after the show. We're
He
gonna
was like,
talk.
what did he say? One
Oh
time
my
he had a
God,
little
have you
piece of
met
paper
Mike
like this,
Game?
and
Is that
somebody
what's
said
happening?
something to him.
We're
He was
gonna
like,
talk.
he was like, what'd you say? Oh, it's your mother. She wants her to come back or something like that. I was like, wow, like he's eating these dudes alive, man.
Do you have to
Yeah.
have separate material for hecklers and stuff like that? Just
No.
Separate material. That's right. I've got my heckler material this evening as opposed to my Rusty Needle material, as opposed to my Acapulco restaurant material.
Yeah.
you pull out a notebook and you're like,
Yeah, you guys are all talking at the same time, so it was like being heckled. It's like,
So how do you handle that?
That's right.
I always tell people you have to be as mean as you are funny. If you're just mean, then you can just turn off the rest of the crowd. They can feel like you went too far. But if you're just funny, then the heckler thinks, "Oh, I'm helping. I'm leading to this funny moment."
That's
it's like, no.
that's what Game he heckled a guy here in town by the name of James Davis. Ironically, the guy that didn't show up to my roast that's on the poster behind you, but he did that to James. And the club owner pulled him into the back and he goes, "You can't be heckling the comedians." And he's like, "No, I'm helping them. I'm helping them get better."
Yeah, that's dumb. It's a really stupid thing to think. It doesn't make any sense. I get better the more I can tell jokes that work, so that, and then people laugh at those jokes. If people want to heckle, it's because they are kind of jealous of the fact that you're talking and making people laugh, and they want to get in on it. And it's just like a shitty way to like try to take. Instead of just, make it about you and your stupid birthday or whatever. Or if you're too drunk.
Your stupid birthday.
If you're too drunk.
Yeah, Anthony.
Then you're just
That's my son's name.
I know. It's his birthday.
And we brought it back.
Yeah, no. I'm reminding you nicely, like
Oh
my
God.
son.
Don't make him listen to this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will not be isolated and put on YouTube.
Son, I went to jail today.
How do you deal with, basically a lot of people, I know a lot of people can't possibly take you serious 24/7. I mean, as far as in your real life.
Is it the hair?
Yeah.
It might be that you slept in a Kia Sorrento
trying to tell somebody a serious story and they're like, "You gotta be kidding me,"
Well, I'm not always trying to be funny. I mean, trying to be funny now and on stage, but the rest of the time, I'm just a dude. He's got a kid. He's got to be serious some of the time, right?
Yeah, a lot of the time.
You're not always just shitting around.
No, not always.
Just effing around all the time. So yeah, I think I get taken seriously when I want to be taken seriously. I'll change my tone. I'll change my tone. I'll stop. I'll talk like this. Like,
See, I would be like,
take me seriously.
Dude, yeah.
Damn it.
Take me seriously.
See?
No, that's. I get what you're saying, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to be funny all the time. So I don't think it's that hard to be taken seriously if I have serious news. Then I'm not laughing.
Serious
so
news.
Then people, then people are like, "Oh, he's got something." Everybody, quiet down, stop laughing.
Have you heard
Nathan's
the
got something to say.
Who are some of your guys' favorite comedians?
Weston Unruh is up there.
Right at the top.
God, he's
Aw.
killing it. No, I don't know. Mitch Hedberg was the best, but he's been dead for a while now.
Hell.
It sucks that he left. Because he was great. Greg Giraldo, Patrice O'Neill. I'm just listing dead comedians. I'm just sticking to the dead ones that I love the most.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
not
Just every
Don
time you do it, dude, one of
Not
us
Don
R.I.P.
Rickles, yeah.
or, just like every time you do one, somebody should in the background R.I.P. Just throw that in there really quick.
Sure.
See if we had any rappers that could pour the pour a lot of liquor
40.
around.
Just ruin the carpet.
Let's just
in
ruin
here.
the carpet. It already is 70s green in here.
the
I think you have
Plush.
to pour less liquor for comedians. I think that's
More or less liquor for the
40's a
comedians.
bit decadent for comedians. Like a tall
boy.
Yeah.
How do y'all prepare for shows?
It starts. Usually it's some weed and then alcohol.
A little bit.
I was gonna ask. Like,
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes not. We were all looking in our notebooks, trying to figure out what we definitely want to tell, what we might not tell, and then just kind of hang out. It's nice to see the space, especially we had to make sure that things were set up all right because like Acapulco's hadn't done a show there before, so we had to set up. Weston had brought some speakers and set up the
fantastic!
Sound. Yeah, it was you got to be prepared because some places don't realize that you need some.
You're
help.
not just gonna go in and yell the humor.
Right. Yeah.
Running shows helps you prepare for that. Because I was nervous driving over there because I'd known they'd never had anything like that. But we've done so many shows where just everything that can go wrong goes wrong.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know, we've dealt with everything. So you just we'll get there and set it all up, and it just happened. Yeah, turned a little restaurant bar into a comedy room, and it was a fun night. People and there to laugh. But a lot of times, and it's been fun in Kansas. From night to night, like, oh, that joke really doesn't work in Kansas, maybe, and either tweaking it a little bit or just.
When we were talking earlier off air about Gallagher, or maybe we were talking on air about Gallagher, he realized that in Salina, a lot of his material, he did a lot of lesbian jokes. Didn't work. He did a lot of Asian jokes, even though the owner of the bar was Asian. Didn't work.
Did a few.
So it's like.
Did a few dates in starving countries, and they did not appreciate the watermelon material at all.
Wow.
Very wasteful.
Very wasteful.
Yeah, there's a language barrier, but they showed up in droves anyway for the souvenirs.
First world problems, man. Like, oh, I can waste this watermelon, whatever.
oh.
Man, they started it. Well, I gotta be the bad guy. Hold on. No, that's not how this
and
works.
That's how open mic comedy.
That's not how this works.
No.
Hey.
Say what?
Next thing we know, you're cracking XO jokes.
Dude, that was no.
No.
Was it too soon?
Yeah, I got it.
So mostly, what do you guys like? When you get on stage, what is it that you actually talk about, like personal life, other people? Do you point at people in the audience and make fun of them? So I can know, whether or not to go to the Rusty Needle at 7 o'clock tonight. No.
Oh yeah, I heard a couple last night say, "No, don't sit up front because that's where they make fun of you." And it's like, this room is real small. I can make fun of you wherever you sit.
Well, damn.
I don't want to. No, the plan. I don't think for most comics is to ever just make fun of anybody in the audience. You might talk to somebody that's laughing loud or has their arms crossed,
or they react a certain way.
Right, but it's not all bad.
Yeah, no.
A lot of times, if anything, it's just to be more inclusive and be like, hey, we're all here. Otherwise, you're just kind of telling your jokes at people, and sometimes I think the comic and the crowd can feel disconnected from that. So it's kind of nice to be able to talk a little bit to a couple different people, and not have it be mean at all. Just kind of relaxed. Tries to bring the room together a little bit.
Have you guys ever been anywhere where you've told a joke about something that you just happen to be driving around in the community and you've seen it, and then people just get massively offended? Because there was a comedian here in town one time. He's from Salina. His name's Romy Lee. He comes through the day of. He's driving around and he eats at a place here in Hutch called Pizza Ranch, which is basically like sirloin stockade with pizza or whatever. And he goes out and he makes a comment about, well, I was driving in town today and seen this thing called Pizza Barn. And everybody's like, it's Pizza Ranch! And they're just all like pissed. And he's like, what? And then he realized they'd get angry when he called it Pizza Barn. So he just kept going back to it every once in a while. I go, yeah, that Pizza Barn. And have you ever had something like that where you're making an observation and people just like get offended?
No. I mean, that I could see that happening. That's funny, where they just are protective or something. But I mean, come on, the difference between barn and a ranch is not big. I mean, who gives a shit?
It's scale, really.
Yeah, hey, Pizza Ranch sucks. We go to Pizza Barn. Pizza Ranch Pizza Ranch is on the other side of town, and nobody goes there.
What's funny is when we went out to Vegas for the AVN Adult Video News Awards, there's a place in New Mexico called the Pizza Barn.
Yeah.
And I took a picture and sent it back to Romy, and I said, you told that joke in a different area. You should go to a...
How'd you get in? Back door? Or?
Aha.
Aha.
The master of the Segway strikes again.
I missed it.
I missed it. Well, we're going to take a brief break. Can you guys hang out for another 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We've got Kevin Sigg somewhere in the building. I don't know if he's setting up.
He had a V-neck shirt on. I don't know if anybody mentioned.
Really?
He had the V-neck on.
He had a V-neck on.
He had the V-neck
Initially,
on.
I just thought he was a guy who traveled around delivering podiums to places.
He's bringing in a podium.
Yeah, why not? It's simple life.
It was for me.
Yeah.
Knock on your door, like, I have 3.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. By the way, if you're listening to us live, which you should be, which, by the way, most of you are from the ratings that I'm seeing here on the screen, we're going to do this. We are going to send our comics to the porch and send Reno to do an interview with them on Facebook Live. And I'm going to put that link up on our Twitter and the Facebook and all that crap right now. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will continue chatting with our comics. We're going to work our band in here, and at some point, I'm going to get Ricky on the air, and we're going to bash Kenny Ballinger. We've got more when we